Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Faceless Men TV.
Bruh.
This is the first one of Let's Talk. It's going to be when we talk about different sports, and today we're going to be talking about obviously the England semi-final win against Denmark. So we're going to go straight into it. On the panel today, myself, the coach, Trix, aka Pan,
Bruh.
and El Loco.
Coming home.
So obviously, as I said, we're going to talk about England's victory this evening over Denmark. For me, it was a tense game. I was even feeling the pressure a little bit myself, and I'm not even usually like that when it comes to England games, but I must admit I was a little bit involved this evening. What's you man's thoughts on the game itself?
Well, for me, sorry to jump in there, old loco. For me, for me, it was like, as you said, I felt like it was very intense and cagey at some stages. But we did what we had to do, which we should have done, and that's beat Denmark. Do you know what I mean? Denmark have been good throughout the tournament, but we should have beaten them anyway. I think we made it harder than we had to, and there was times, I reckon, I don't know if I'm going too deep into it, but there was times, I reckon, even in that second part of the extra time, is it overtime? What's it called?
Extra time.
Yeah, the second part of the extra time where we could even pushed and got another goal. But I mean,
killed the game off.
Yeah, killed the game off. I felt like when he brought on Trippier, he invited pressure.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that move then, because when it happened, when I saw Trippier coming on, I was thinking to myself, who's he going to take off to bring on Trippier? And I thought to myself, is he going to take off Sterling? And then when I saw man take off Grealish, I thought, nah, that's some fuckeries. If I was Grealish, I would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
However, if you look at the top managers, certain managers that from the past, man like Mourinho, he would take man off. If it benefits the team. So do you, obviously, now we look at it, we can see that it was a good move, but would you have pulled a move like that yourself?
Well, I'll let El Loco put his part in, and then I'll definitely answer that.
Well, hindsight, no, I wouldn't have taken him off. Because you're thinking about who's going to unlock it for you. Obviously, it's 1-1 at the time going into extra time. You're thinking, you know, who's my locksmith? Who's going to unlock stuff in there and make it work for me? Obviously, you had Sterling carrying the ball well, doing his thing out on the left, but I would not have thought myself to take off Grealish at that point. But as you said, turns out it worked for the best, and some of the good managers in history have done that. You said Mourinho, a few others that elude me at the moment, but yeah, you can't complain. Like, we're through to the final. Good semi-final.
Ballsy move, boy.
Very ballsy. I would never have done it. I would never have thought to have done it. As I said, I would have thought you need your man that's going to unlock stuff, keep him on the field, you know what I mean? But then again, Foden was there, so yeah.
I mean, obviously at the time at the time he took him off, we was 2-1 up at the time. So I think it was kind of it was obviously a protection thing, because obviously he's thinking we don't need to score no more goals. But it was risky because, you know, in my eyes, when you do something like that, you're then going to invite the pressure onto you, because you're going to drop back into a 5 at the back. So you're going to invite that pressure onto you. So it's a risky game. Obviously, as we said, it's worked out for him. It's a ballsy move. I've not seen England managers in the past do that sort of move. So maybe this is the new England.
Yeah, my mistake. Sorry, I forgot it was actually 2-1. It was the second half of extra time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So even then, looking back at it, again, I don't think it's a move I would have made, but bold move. And looking at the situation now, I can understand why he made it. So well done, Southgate. And well done, the boys, man. They still got to go out there and play. And I think this, sorry to go on a bit or to...
No, go on.
Long. This is the best football I've seen England play in a long time. And they look comfortable. They look like they can get a job done. And they might actually get this job done. So, you know what I mean? Up the boys, man. Come on, man. It's coming home.
Yeah. Listen. I'm backing the boys. But there's a few little niggly things that I'm going to throw in there. Firstly, is They're in the final. Who have they beaten to get to the final? Denmark, Ukraine, Croatia, Czech Republic, and then drew with Scotland.
Germany.
And Germany. Now, out of those teams, the only game obviously is the German game that you can really say should be a kind of a challenge for them. They should be beating all those teams that they played against, apart from Germany was the one where we thought this could go either way. So for me, I feel as though, although they've done really well, I don't feel as though that they've been challenged that much so far. Not that I want to take away, because you can only be, as they always say, you can only beat
what's in front
the
of
team you're up against. You can only beat the team you're up against. But it's been a bit of a smooth ride, really. They had some demons they had to overcome against Germany, which they've done, which was good. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about their journey throughout the Euros so far?
Well, I think that's been a bit of a theme, isn't it? Everyone's saying, well, when you're looking at it from the group stages all the way through to the final, people are more or less saying if they get there, they've had an easy route to the final. Which I guess you could say is true in some aspects, but like you said, man, you've got to beat what's in front of you, man.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure against them when they played Scotland, and again, a lot of pressure against them when they played Germany. Couldn't beat Scotland, but then they beat Germany. So it's like, you got to take the rough with the smooth, man. You got to take it all with a pinch of salt as well. Yes, it may have been an easier route than some teams had on their way to the final, but they did it and they got there, man. And I think you just got to give your props where it's due, personally.
No, that's fair. That's fair. What do you reckon, Trix?
I feel like their journey has been it's like Loco said. I would have to agree with those sentiments. Like, you can only beat who's in front of you, like what you said. But I have been a bit critical of England because they haven't beaten anyone apart from Germany. They haven't beaten anyone they shouldn't have beat. That's an old Croatia team that they played, and I mean, they're supposed to beat Denmark. Just on who they have, they're supposed to beat Denmark, and they're supposed to beat Ukraine. They're supposed to beat these teams. Now, don't get me wrong, Switzerland beat France, so we know anything's possible, and it's how you play on that day. But for me, they haven't done anything that's, apart from the Germany game, that I thought, okay, you've done something different. Unlike the route of like Italy, we've gone through like a lot of teams, a lot of difficult teams, and played exciting football at the same time.
Yeah. They're looking really good, though, man.
They look good, boy. They look real good.
And I don't take anything from Southgate to that degree, because he's got them there. And if he had played it any other way, it could have gone another way. The way you can only say the way he's done it has worked. Like him taking off Grealish worked, but who's to say if he didn't keep Grealish on, they would have gone on and scored another 2 more goals. Because it would have opened up. There would have been more space for him to score. But like I said, it's worked for him, so you can't say anything. And also his decision in playing Sterling, absolutely sticking with Sterling. I mean, that second half, I would have to say Sterling was, second half and extra time, Sterling was on fire.
The guy, yeah, definitely.
On fire.
100%.
He's been the main guy for England. He's been the main guy for England throughout the tournament. Let's keep it 100.
Keep it 100. Exactly. He has been.
He's turned up every game. He's scored goals. He's created penalties.
He's been the main guy, but do you think that with other players not having a chance to play, he's been able to just maintain that position? Like, for instance, we haven't really seen much of Sancho. Like, in 6 games when they were talking, he played all 6 games. And they've played like 1 game.
To be fair, though, I get what you're saying, but what's Sterling's record?
Have had a chance. No, I mean, not necessarily even.
You don't just, but you can't get. How can you can't take Sterling off?
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying to take Sterling off because he switches sides, isn't it? I'm saying other players haven't had a chance to show what they can do. It's like we've had to just rely on him because others haven't been given the opportunity to do anything. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying he hasn't done well or he should be subbed for someone. But in reality, if you look at it, the first goal comes through Saka.
Yeah.
yeah, his run, his movement, and the ball from Kane. So we can't, you know what I mean? But that's forgotten. But us get back in the game was as soon as they scored, Saka turned up the heat.
Yeah.
He turned up
He
the
went to the
heat.
next level.
He turned up the heat. But that will just get ignored. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all about him, reason why he plays Sterling. And you can't take it from him. But look, even that goal he missed, that's a poor miss, bro.
It was a poor miss. It
That's
was a poor miss.
miss.
It was a very poor miss. It was a
But
very poor miss.
I don't wanna just make out like he's not good. Like I just think we need to have some balance like in it all. That miss was terrible. He hit it right at the keeper. Do you know what I mean? But he got the penalty. He drove. He done what he should do. Like I've noticed, like I don't know if it's because of Man City, but he's lost a bit of that thing that he does, where he drives at you and uses his exceptional pace over like 10 yards to rip you apart. It's only as the tournament's gone on I've seen more and more of it. I wouldn't say in the first beginnings of the game I saw it at, you know what I mean, at a degree I've seen in the last 30 minutes of this game. Last 30 minutes of the game, he's just driving at man. Like old school, like this is what I do. I just run past you.
He could see the weakness, but I think what happened is, from what I saw, is Saka showed that their left side was weak and he could get at them. And when Saka got taken off, and then Sterling was moved over to his side, to the right side, Sterling thought, well, if Saka had them on toast, I can have them on toast as well. Yeah. And then that confidence was there. That's what I saw. I think in terms of opportunities, I think the man that's taken the best opportunity in this tournament so far has been Saka. You think about the first game, he didn't start. He started with Phil Foden, I think, started. Foden started, and then Foden started the second game, I think, and then Saka came on as a substitute and battered it up, and then he started the next game. Then he didn't play the game after that because he was injured. Then he come back again, and he's doing his thing. It's been a revelation. I think he's been outstanding at 19 years of age as well, bro. 19 years of age, you know, he's coming and doing his thing.
No, quality.
It's been next level. So
quality.
But going back to this game in particular, though.
Yes.
There was a few moments throughout the game where there was a few decisions that Gareth made. El Loco, what's your thoughts on the Saka substitution itself?
So for me, I don't think he should have made that substitution. In the sense of bringing Saka off, bring Grealish on. Yes, I don't think Saka was the man that should have left the field. Personally, I would have taken off Mount at that point. He wasn't playing particularly badly, but there wasn't anything coming from him really. Nothing was going through him. He wasn't creating much. And then when you look at it on the flip side at Saka was probably the main threat at that time. You know what I mean? And then you pull him off. It to me, it didn't make sense. I'm just about to say, if you're going to pull him off, really you shouldn't have done. But if you're going to pull him off, bring on like for like, bring on a Sancho. You know what I mean? You can't pull him off and then bring on a Grealish. And then, Grealish went out to the left, right? Sterling came over to the right. And then you've got Mount still in the middle. Nothing was happening. And again, I don't think anything really happened until Mount came off as well. So it's not even like it was an impact substitution. To me, it just didn't make any sense. I get that you're trying to think tactically, but that decision for me, that sub for me didn't make any sense tactically, no matter how you look at it. He shouldn't have come off the field. I think he should have at least played the 90 minutes, completed the 90 minutes. I think he deserved it.
Yeah. Do you agree with that sentiment, Box?
Yeah, I do. I feel like Saka should have stayed on. He should have stayed on because, like, I don't know. He was just like, well, I do know he was doing well, and like to just take him off. Plus, he does give you a defensive element if you need it.
True.
Exactly. He can defensively hold back, and he's got enough legs to get. He's young. He's got enough legs to get up and down that pitch, no problem. And to be honest with you, I just felt like you just bring on Grealish as a cop out to me. It's like I'll go and win us the game now, and if we lose, it's your fault. And I don't feel that should be given to him. If you're gonna play him, let him start. Play him where Mount plays. If you're worried about him not being able to get back, because anyway, let me not go into that. We'll come on to that.
That's another, that's another.
I feel like Saka should not have been dropped. He should not have been dropped. He should have played. The boy turned it up as soon as they scored. He turned up the heat. You know what I'm saying? You turn up the heat.
No, it's fair. It's fair. It's fair. I mean, for me, I kind of look at it from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do feel as though Saka, you had that left back on toast, and every time he was going at him, he was causing problems and causing issues. I agree. I feel as though Saka probably shouldn't have been the one coming off, but I do understand why he kept Mason Mount on there. If you look at, for me, looking at, the qualifiers, the friendlies that have been played, Mason Mount has been playing that position. Saka's not been playing that position. So the kind of rapport that Mount probably has already built
Hold
with.
on one sec. Hold on one sec. Yeah, go on. Sorry, go on. I've just added joke. Yeah, but go on.
Okay, what the rapport he's built with, with Rice and what's the other guy's name in the middle? Phillips. I think that might be more the reason why he kept Mount on, because he's got that understanding of how those three play in the middle as a three. So that's the only reason why I understand why he made the change itself. From my perspective, looking at it, the keeping that cohesion in the middle. Saka's not done that role. He's not even really done that role a lot for Arsenal, let alone for England, playing in the middle of the three. So from that perspective, I get the reasons why he's done that. He made that move. Again, as we said before, it's in hindsight, it's worked out for him. He's made changes. I thought he should have made changes a long time before, but he didn't. It's worked out for him. So good luck. I just want to talk quickly about the first half, because England were under pressure for I'll probably say the first 30, 35 minutes of that game. What did you think about the opening of the game?
Well, I'll let you go first. Oh, Loco. You go first.
I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty okay. I wouldn't say it was. I didn't think it was under that much pressure for the first half an hour. I thought it was pretty balanced. We got more comfortable. It's got more settled than they did earlier. I don't know. I thought it was a decent opening, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was under that much pressure. Maybe I missed something, but I thought it was a decent opening. I thought it was an alright opening. I wasn't worried at any point.
I think the reason why I asked the question, Loco, is I felt, for me, the first 30 minutes, in terms of the way England was pressing, was in two parts. And for me, it felt like they didn't get the press correctly. And it was leaving them a little bit exposed through the middle, because the fullbacks were pushing up early to try and block them off. And it left space behind, which left Stones and Maguire exposed. And you don't want them to expose, slabhead Maguire.
Okay.
You can't run.
Yeah, okay. I get you from that aspect. Yeah, man. Rice had to save man, and Phillips, to be fair, had to save man a couple times in that game. Yeah, from that aspect, yeah, I hear what you're saying. But even then, it looked fairly comfortable still. I understand what you're saying with the press. But I don't think the press has been something that they've got right all tournament. If you ask my opinion, but luckily we've come through it without it being detrimental. But yeah, sorry, while I'm on the subject, big up to them two DMs there, bro, because I believe they've been playing out of their skins this whole tournament. Kevin Phillips and Declan Rice, unsung heroes, but they've been going about their business like how Rice does for West Ham, but slightly deeper. And Phillips, I'll be honest, I've never really watched him even throughout this last season, but someone saying like, what is he doing? I don't understand what he does. I think he's just there to keep things neat and tidy, and that's what I think he's done that well, to be fair. But sorry to stray off point a little bit.
No. This is part of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he cleans it up. He cleans it up.
The coach and El Loco, did you get the message?
I have zero message. I don't have a message.
No message.
And I have 4 participants.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one.
Okay.
What do you need?
No, I don't know how you haven't got the message I sent.
Oh, sorry. I thought I'm only concentrating on this at the minute.
On your
I haven't got
phone.
my thing. Yeah, it's not close to me.
Oh, okay. Have you got it?
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Look at this one. Jesus.
It's pimping.
Well, I thought it was nighttime. What's going on?
That's what he does when he steps in the room.
Yeah. But okay. I gotta say, England's number one. Oh my days. He is alive.
I was waiting for you to hear.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he's a fucking liability, that one is.
Mate.
He can't be the one that's gonna be trying to defend us.
The keeper.
The keeper, England's number one goalkeeper.
He's appalling.
He's shocking.
Really? Do you reckon he's that bad?
Oh, mate.
Every kick out he did went off the pitch. He rolled it to the man. He rolled it to the man.
Oh.
Do you know what? I think it's a bit of nerves. I think it's nerves.
He always looks nervous, though.
How many games now? Why is it still nerves?
There's no time for nerves now, boy.
You've been number one for a minute.
All the other games, though, he hasn't been too bad, to be fair.
Yeah.
The only game that he's really been. Yeah, exactly. So he's been okay. Like he's had one game where he looks a bit shaky, and more towards the end of the game.
He always looks like he's got a mistake in him. He doesn't feel me. He reminds me of Manuel Almunia at Arsenal. Check your message. He's good, but at any moment he could make a mistake, and that's a concern. That's a concern. But listen, as you said, he's only conceded one goal in the tournament so far. So what can you say? What can you say? So that's a fair point. Exactly. So seeing as you was late to the table, what's been your opinion on England throughout the tournament so far?
All right, my opinion is
it's coming home. Hey, Sweet Caroline.
No, I tell you what, to be honest, they've been a bit cagey. The opening games was a bit cagey. And then coming into the middle of the tournament, they start to settle down a bit. And again, look, they've gone back to being cagey again, but it's understandable. You know what I mean? It's semi-finals. So, can you hear me or am I cutting off?
No, go on. Yeah, I'm listening. We're listening.
Yeah.
So do you think it's got anything to do with Gareth's formation, the players he's playing, or do you think it's just nerves, or like what? Why do England retreat back into this way of playing?
Team back.
Jeez, you're frozen, man. You look like you're doing one of them
poses. They made the team selection. Who else is going to pick? Do you know what I mean? It's falling to win this. Do you see what I'm saying? And to be fair, I heard someone talking about that, and I like what he's doing in there. He's one of them players that just kind of break up the play. Do you know what I mean? And gives it that energy.
Joe, start again. Man, don't even know.
Yeah, you need to start that bit again. It was breaking up.
Wait, before you continue, Joe. Wait, before you continue, have you guys looked in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.